If I had to offer any tips to aspiring MBA students, it would be to come into the B school knowing what you want to get from it. There are many subjects that every B school offers, many different activities, clubs, sporting activities. So come into the school knowing what you want to get out from it. I'm sure along the way that you'll change your mind ultimately, or you might have some things to reconfirm where you want to be. For international students, prepare a little bit beforehand on how to get to the school, including how to store your goods, how to ship your goods to the school where you're going to be studying. Things like vaccinations, yellow fever certificates, things that you're going to miss while you're away from home, cell phone bills, bank bills, etc., etc. Just be sure to have that all in order before you get here, because it is a lot more challenging to do things from afar whilst you're in a very, very busy degree. In terms of the GMAT preparation, prepare well ahead of time. You need to get the test done well before you do your application to the school. It just takes a little bit of stress off the process. Other than that, enjoy the experience, and look forward to seeing you.
So while applying for the YLP, make sure you have a well-rounded profile, meaning you need to work on your ACADS as well as get into extracurricular activities and leverage upon your leadership opportunities that you have. Work and spend time on your essays wherein you highlight the best points about yourself. Take time to prepare for GMAT. If you require more time, prepare well in advance. And finally, for your interview, just be calm, be natural, and do your best over there.
I find myself giving the same tip very often to prospective MBA candidates, and the one overarching advice I have for them is to introspect and find out their true motivations. And simultaneously with that is the advice to be as authentic as possible. The same MBA program will mean different things to different people, and finding out what your real motivations are and what you want to take away from the program will really help you plan your journey better and make the most of it. So introspection and being authentic is my advice to any future applicants.
I think the biggest piece of advice I can offer is really take the time to introspect and figure out what you want to do. It could be anything, but you need to have that clarity, because that's what's going to come through in your application, having a goal and having that clarity, and that's where your drive is going to come from. And also that's how you're best going to utilize this 1 year, because this 1 year is going to, it's already a few months, I've been here a few months, it's already gone by so fast, and the only way to optimize it is to know exactly what you're going to do. So I think even the admissions department looks for that, and I think it's really important even on a personal level to have that kind of focus and clarity.
One of the most important things I would say is to have an open mind. When you're pursuing an MBA, you don't want to come with any preconceived notions about any specific industry that you want to enter, any particular job. But you should be able to be open to learning from your fellow students as well as from your amazing faculty that you get at any B school. And especially at ISB, I would say this is something that's very, very important, because there are 100 different things that you can do here. But you need to be focused. You need to firstly come here with an open mind, and then focus on a few specific things that you think will be important for your future.
Well, I guess the better understanding you have of the industry that you'd like to move in towards post an MBA, it would be better. But having said that, a lot of people do take up an MBA to move towards a career shift program, but it'd be much better if you have an idea or a rough idea as to where you'd like to go, so that once you do enter an MBA program, your efforts are more channelized towards a certain industry or a certain role. So the better you prepare for your life post an MBA, it would help. To get into an MBA program, I would say it's a mix of your GMAT, a mix of your essays of how you come through, or how your personality comes through in the essays, and the third being how you fare in the interview process. So I think more or less once you selected your B schools, if you have this mix right, then it should work out for you.
The first step I would say is reach out to the school as early as possible. They're absolutely fantastic in sort of answering all your questions. They've also got a really extensive alumni network. So no matter what country you come from, they'll have someone from that country who they can put you in touch with, and you can sort of get that one-to-one personal feel. The second thing I would say is don't be afraid to apply. Obviously, I had some concerns coming to India. It's not the usual choice. But now that I'm here, I'm absolutely loving it, and I think it's going to work out really well.
I'd advise them to put their best foot forth. So if they're good at academics, perhaps like portray your story through that, be consistent in that, show how through the years you've done well in academics. Or if you're good at extracurriculars and that's your strong point, perhaps like weave your story around that. Keep one story and be consistent with the story, whatever it is. With respect to the GMAT, I would suggest spending an adequate amount of time going over your answers. So once you've given an exam, spend the same amount of time going over where you went wrong and work on that instead of giving multiple exams.